Imagine waking up one day and discovering that you are not who you think you are, that within you lies a vast, unexplored reservoir of wisdom and power, guiding your life from the shadows. Sounds like the plot of a sci-fi blockbuster, right? Well, hold on to your seat because this is not fiction, it's the groundbreaking theory of one of psychology's most enigmatic figures, Carl Jung. Today, we're diving deep into Jung's shocking revelations about the higher self, a concept so astonishing that it continues to baffle experts and laypeople alike. But who was Carl Jung, and why should we care about his ideas? Picture a brilliant, eccentric Swiss psychiatrist exploring the depths of the human psyche like a cosmic explorer. Jung wasn't just the protege of Sigmund Freud, he was an innovator who dared to challenge the very foundations of psychology itself. Now, get ready for a journey that will shake your understanding of who you are to the core. Jung's concept of the higher self is not just another buzzword in self-help books, it's a radical reimagining of human consciousness that could change everything you thought you knew about yourself and your place in the universe. And what if I told you that your everyday self, the one reading this right now, is just the tip of the iceberg? That behind your conscious mind lies a vast and mysterious entity that Jung called the higher self. This is not just a comforting spiritual concept, it's a powerful psychological force that Jung believed shapes our destinies in ways we can barely imagine. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Jung claimed that this higher self is not just a part of you but is connected to something even greater, something that transcends time and space, encompassing all of humanity. Sounds impossible? Then brace yourself, because we're just getting started. In the next few minutes, we're going to unravel the shocking truths Jung uncovered about the higher self. You'll learn how this hidden aspect of your psyche might be orchestrating your life behind the scenes, why it holds the key to your ultimate fulfillment, and how it connects to a vast network of collective wisdom. So, if you're ready to embark on this mind-bending journey into the depths of your own psyche, stick around. And if you're already feeling your worldview start to shift, why not like and subscribe? Trust me, you won't want to miss a single second of what's coming next. Each revelation builds upon the last, unlocking new layers of understanding about your true nature. Imagine standing in front of a mirror. You see your reflection, your familiar self, staring back at you. But what if I told you that this image is only a fraction of who you really are? This is where Jung's concept of the higher self comes in, and it's about to turn your world upside down. Jung believed that the higher self is like a hidden conductor, orchestrating the symphony of your life. It's not just a part of you, it's the totality of your being, encompassing both your conscious and unconscious mind. Think of it as the ultimate version of yourself, containing all your potential, wisdom, and purpose. But here's where it gets mind-blowing. Jung proposed that this higher self is not confined to your individual psyche, it's connected to something much larger, something he called the collective unconscious. Imagine a vast cosmic internet of human experiences, spanning all of history, and your higher self is your personal Wi-Fi connection to this infinite database of wisdom. Now, you might be thinking, if I have this amazing higher self, why don't I know about it? Well, that's because our ego, our everyday conscious self, often drowns out the subtle whispers of the higher self. It's like trying to hear a soft flute solo in the middle of a rock concert. But don't worry, we'll soon explore how to tune into this deep inner guidance. As we delve deeper into Jung's revelations, you'll discover how this concept of the higher self is not just an abstract theory, it has the power to revolutionize your understanding of yourself and your place in the universe. Are you ready to peek behind the curtain of your consciousness? Imagine this, you're faced with a difficult decision. Part of you wants to play it safe, stick to the familiar path. But there's another voice, softer yet somehow deeper, urging you to take a leap into the unknown. This internal conflict is your ego battling against your higher self. Jung saw the ego as the captain of a ship, navigating the conscious waters of our daily lives. It's essential, yes, but it's also limited, often driven by fear, social conditioning, and short-term thinking. The higher self, on the other hand, is like the North Star, a constant guiding presence that sees the bigger picture of our life's journey. But here's the crucial point: the ego often thinks it's in control, like a child behind the wheel of a car, while the higher self is the true driver, subtly steering us toward our true path. The ego might shout, "I want that promotion now," while the higher self whispers, "But is this really aligned with your life's purpose?" Understanding this dynamic is crucial because it explains why we often feel conflicted or stuck in life. When we are aligned with our higher self, we experience flow, purpose, and synchronicity. But when we are caught in ego-driven decisions, we might achieve short-term gains at the expense of long-term fulfillment. So how can we bridge this gap between the ego and the higher self? Jung believed it starts with awareness and integration. It's not about silencing the ego but creating a harmonious dialogue between these two aspects of ourselves. As we move forward, keep this interaction in mind. It's the key to unlocking the next shocking revelation about how the higher self connects us to something much greater than ourselves. Are you ready to expand your consciousness beyond the boundaries of your individual mind? Get ready to have your mind blown. Remember that cosmic internet of human experiences we mentioned earlier? Jung called it the collective unconscious, and he believed that our higher self is our personal hotline to this vast reservoir of wisdom. Imagine for a moment that all of human knowledge, experiences, and archetypes, from the dawn of time to the present second, exist in a shared psychic space. Every hero's journey, every human struggle, every flash of genius, it's all there, waiting to be accessed. And your higher self is your personalized navigator to surf this infinite web of collective wisdom. Here's where things get really wild. Jung proposed that through our higher self, we can access knowledge and insights we've never personally experienced. Ever had a dream that seemed to predict the future or a sudden flash of inspiration that solved a problem you were struggling with? Jung would say that's your higher self dipping into the collective unconscious, bringing back nuggets of universal wisdom. But it doesn't stop there. This connection to the collective unconscious through our higher self might explain phenomena like shared myths across cultures, the intuitive understanding of symbols, and even those strange moments of déjà vu. It's as if we are all connected in a vast psychic network, with our higher selves acting as personal routers. Now you might be wondering, if we're all connected to this collective wisdom, why aren't we all geniuses? Well, this brings us back to our ego. Our conscious mind often acts as a firewall, filtering out much of this cosmic data to help us function in our daily lives. But with practice and awareness, we can learn to lower that firewall and let more of the collective wisdom flow in. As we move on to our next revelation, consider this. What if the purpose of your life isn't just about your individual journey, but about your unique contribution to this collective human story? How might accessing your higher self and the collective unconscious change the way you approach your life and its challenges? Now let's dive into what Jung considered the ultimate goal of human development, individuation. Don't be fooled by the fancy term. This concept is about to revolutionize how you think about personal growth. Individuation, in Jung's view, is the process of becoming your true, whole self. It's like being handed a puzzle box at birth, with all the pieces of your potential scattered inside. The journey of your life is about putting that puzzle together, integrating all aspects of yourself, both light and shadow, into a harmonious whole. And here's where it gets shocking. Jung believed that your higher self is both the guide and the destination of this journey. It's as if the complete picture of the puzzle is already there, in your higher self, and it's constantly trying to show you how the pieces fit together. But why is this so crucial? Because Jung argued that only by embracing our whole self, including the parts we'd rather hide or ignore, can we achieve true fulfillment and authenticity. It's about being brave enough to look at our shadow side, integrate our inner opposites, and emerge as our most complete and realized self. Think about it. How often do we try to fit into social molds, ignoring parts of ourselves that seem out of place? Jung would say this is like trying to complete a puzzle deliberately leaving out pieces. You'll never see the whole picture. The process of individuation, guided by the higher self, explains those moments of deep self-discovery, when you suddenly understand a pattern in your life or have an aha moment about your true calling. It's your higher self, that inner wisdom, leading you toward wholeness. As we approach our final revelation, ask yourself, what pieces of your own puzzle might you be ignoring? How could embracing all aspects of yourself, guided by your higher self, change the trajectory of your life? Prepare for a mind-bending concept that challenges our understanding of reality. Jung introduced the idea of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that defy normal explanations of cause and effect. And guess what? He believed our higher self plays a central role in this cosmic dance. Imagine this, you're thinking about an old friend you haven't seen in years, and out of the blue, they call you. Or you keep seeing the same unusual symbol everywhere you go, only to discover it has significant meaning for a challenge you're facing. These aren't just random coincidences, according to Jung, they are synchronicities, the language of the higher self. Jung proposed that our higher self, with its connection to the collective unconscious, orchestrates these meaningful coincidences as a way of guiding us, sending us messages, or confirming that we're on the right path. It's as if the universe itself is conspiring to speak to us through events that our rational minds can't explain. But here's where it gets really wild. Jung suggested that synchronicities blur the line between our internal psychological state and the external physical world. In other words, your thoughts, feelings, and the focus of your higher self might be influencing the events around you in subtle, almost magical ways. This concept challenges our entire worldview. What if the world isn't just a series of random events, but an interconnected web of meaning? What if, by aligning with our higher self, we could navigate this web more consciously, co-creating our reality in harmony with the universe? Skeptics may dismiss this as mere coincidence or selective perception, but for those who have experienced profound synchronicities, it's hard to ignore the feeling that something bigger is at play. It's like glimpsing the hidden machinery of the universe, with your higher self as the conductor. As we wrap up these shocking revelations, consider this. How would your life change if you started paying more attention to synchronicities? Could these meaningful coincidences be breadcrumbs left by your higher self, guiding you toward your true path? Now that we've had our minds completely blown by Jung's revelations about the higher self, you might be wondering, okay, but how do I apply this to my life? Don't worry, we've got you covered. First, let's talk about how to connect with your higher self. Jung recommended practices like active imagination, where you engage in a kind of waking dream, allowing images and scenarios to unfold in your mind without judgment. It's like opening a direct chat line with your higher self. Another powerful technique is journaling, especially what Jung called dialogue with the unconscious. Try writing with your non-dominant hand or imagine different parts of yourself as characters and let them converse on the page. You might be surprised by the wisdom that emerges. Dream work was also crucial in Jung's approach. Start keeping a dream journal, looking for recurring symbols or themes. Your higher self often communicates through the rich symbolism of dreams, offering guidance and insights if you learn to decipher its language. Meditation and mindfulness practices can help quiet the ego's noise, making it easier to hear the subtle whispers of the higher self. Try sitting in silence for a few minutes each day, simply observing your thoughts without attachment. In your daily life, pay attention to synchronicities. When meaningful coincidences occur, don't dismiss them. Ask yourself what message your higher self might be sending you. For the more artistically inclined, try expressing your inner world through art, music, or dance. These creative activities can bypass the logical mind and directly access the wisdom of the higher self. Remember, connecting with your higher self is a journey, not a destination. Be patient with yourself and approach these practices with an open and curious mind. You're not trying to silence your ego, but to create a harmonious dialogue between all parts of yourself. As you integrate these practices into your life, you may start to notice subtle changes. Decision-making might become more intuitive, your sense of purpose clearer, and those synchronistic events more frequent. You're not just changing your mind, you're aligning with the deepest, wisest part of yourself. So, are you ready to embark on this transformative journey? Which practice resonates most with you? Remember, your higher self has been waiting for this moment, the moment you decide to listen. Now let's address the elephant in the room. As expansive as Jung's ideas about the higher self are, they are not without critics. After all, any theory that challenges our fundamental understanding of reality is bound to be controversial. Skeptics argue that concepts like the collective unconscious and synchronicity are unfalsifiable, meaning they cannot be proven or disproven by scientific methods. They claim that what Jung saw as meaningful coincidences can simply be explained by probability and our human tendency to find patterns, even where none exist. Some critics see Jung's ideas as veering too close to mysticism or pseudoscience, straying from the field of empirical psychology and into something more akin to spiritual philosophy. They argue that while these concepts may be comforting or personally meaningful, they lack the rigorous evidence required of scientific theories. There's also the issue of cultural bias. Some argue that Jung's concept of archetypes and the collective unconscious may reflect more of Jung's European cultural context than truly universal human experiences. But here's where it gets interesting: many of Jung's ideas, once considered fringe, are finding new relevance in fields like neuroscience and quantum physics. The concept of non-local consciousness, for example, bears some striking similarities to Jung's ideas about the collective unconscious. Moreover, many people find Jung's theories deeply resonant on a personal level, reporting transformative experiences when working with these concepts. While personal anecdotes do not constitute scientific evidence, they raise intriguing questions about the nature of consciousness and human experience. So where does this leave us? Perhaps the most Jungian approach is to treat these ideas lightly, neither dismissing them outright nor accepting them blindly. Jung himself encouraged a balance between skepticism and openness, urging us to explore our inner worlds while maintaining a grounded perspective. As we conclude our journey through Jung's shocking revelations about the higher self, ask yourself, how do these ideas challenge your worldview? Can you find a balance between critical thinking and openness to new possibilities? We've traveled deep into the world of Carl Jung's groundbreaking ideas about the higher self, and what a journey it has been. From the mind-blowing revelation that we are all connected to a vast collective unconscious to the mind-bending concept of synchronicity, Jung's theories challenge us to expand our understanding of who we are and what we are capable of. Let's recap the impactful insights we've explored. Your higher self is not just a part of you but a bridge to a universal reservoir of wisdom and experience. This higher self is guiding you toward individuation, the process of becoming your most authentic, integrated self. Through your higher self, you may be co-creating reality itself, orchestrating meaningful coincidences that guide your path. These ideas are not just abstract theories, they have the potential to radically transform how you live your life. Imagine navigating your journey with the wisdom of the ages at your fingertips, making decisions aligned with your deepest truth, and recognizing the subtle guidance of the universe in everyday events. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Jung's ideas invite us to take an active role in our personal growth, to bravely face our shadows, and to contribute our unique gifts to the collective human story. As you move forward, I encourage you to stay curious, to pay attention to your dreams, to be open to the whispers of your intuition, and not to dismiss those strange coincidences as mere chance. Your higher self might be trying to tell you something important. Whether you fully embrace Jung's theories or approach them with skepticism, there's no denying their power to spark self-reflection and expand our conception of what's possible. In a world that often feels fragmented and disconnected, Jung's vision of an interconnected human psyche offers a profound sense of meaning and purpose. So, what's your next step on this journey of self-discovery? Will you start a dream journal, practice active imagination, or simply pay more attention to the synchronicities in your life? Whatever your choice, know that you are not just exploring your own psyche, you are tapping into the vast and mysterious reservoir of human consciousness. Thank you for joining me on this mind-bending exploration of Carl Jung's shocking revelations about the higher self. If you found this journey as fascinating as I did, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of the human psyche. And remember, the most exciting journey is the one that takes place within you. Until next time, keep exploring the vast universe within you.